It's April 26, 2024. I am at Full Pearl, and it's time to get in the weeds. Frazzled moments lead to amazing content. Jeremy Lambert, good morning to you. How are you?
Well. The Oklahoma City Thunder are up 2-0 against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Colorado Avalanche play Game 3 tonight, very late, but I'll be up. And that's it. Nothing else really going on.
No, not really. I mean, that's it.
Good show.
Good show. Got a couple super chats. We can read through them, but they're really not related to anything we just talked about.
Good. Well, one kind of is.
Kind of,
it's non-wrestling.
That's true. Chi-Town Spurs. Let's just jump right in. You can donate a super chat. Go ahead. We'll do the rest of the plugs afterwards. Chi-Town Spurs says, once again, I would like to thank the charitable Carolina Panthers organization and Jeremy Lambert by proxy for allowing my Chicago Bears to draft a franchise quarterback. The NFL draft is among us. It is happening. Really, the big story here was a guy named Penix got drafted, and people are up in arms about it. So I've been told.
Do you know what team he went to, Joel?
It's Steven Jensen's team.
Nope.
Didn't he go to the? No, he didn't go to the Vikings.
Nope.
This shows how much I give a shit about.
Great start here. He went to JJ McCarthy went to the Vikings.
Oh, right. That was that whole thing. People okay.
Yes, Michael Penix went to the Falcons. That's why people were, because the Falcons just signed Kirk Cousins, formerly of the Vikings. And look, I hope Caleb Williams works out for you, Chi-Town Spurs. That was a not so great trade for the Panthers in hindsight. Maybe Bryce Young will be the quarterback of the century, and it won't be as bad. But right now, it looks like an awful trade, and hopefully, quarterbacks go to die in Chicago. So good luck with Caleb Williams.
A lot of things seem to go to die in Chicago. Careers, pops.
Careers?
Muffins. Well, muffins don't die in Chicago.
I mean, unless it's Monday and Tuesday.
That's true. Then they're closed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mindy's. Kim Gray sent a super chat saying, only watched the draft to see TK in neck braces. Well, he only wore one neck brace. So that's the good news. He's okay.
I should have multiple.
That would have been fantastic. We're going to talk about Tony Khan. We're going to talk about that whole angle from Dynamite. And of course, the coverage of the NFL draft. I'm doing the TNA post show, and people are like, Tony Khan's in a neck brace. And I'm like, good for him. Tony Khan he wasn't on Impact.
The NFL draft is like the most boring thing in the world to watch. Maybe if you're like I'm not into college football. I didn't know like 90% of those people who got drafted last night. I hope they all have great pro careers, but it is every pick takes like 15 minutes. It's just so much. Oh, let's talk about this guy. It's so boring. They need to have games in the middle of the draft. At least wrestling has that right. They got the draft tonight. They'll have matches in the middle of the draft. Like it's such a boring. And this isn't just the NFL, by the way. I think the NBA draft is really boring. I think the NHL draft is really boring.
Oh, so boring. You ever watch a bunch of white teenagers sit in an arena with their parents? It's like graduation all over again.
I went to an NHL draft when it was in North Carolina one year. And like I was younger, more enthusiastic about this stuff, but you just sit there and you wait for people to get called up on stage so they shake hands and then you move on. It's like nowadays, especially with social media, it just follow it on Twitter and you're going to get the information first there and then just go on with your life. But yeah, the NFL draft, I turned it on to see if, Tony Khan was in a neck brace. Of course, the Jaguars traded pick 17 to pick 23. So had to wait like an extra hour for this bit to pay off in fruition. At least he did it. At least he had the neck brace.
Yeah, not the one that our pal Matt Black photoshopped on him that went viral. And our pal Jarrett Bailey decided to think it's real, and then who was it? SB Nation picked it up.
SB Nation picked it up. But so many accounts tweeted it, and I was like, even sadly the Fightful account did. I was like, you got to remove that. That's 100% fake. I've seen the original. The original is from a year ago. You can tell it's Photoshop, but taking a close enough look at it. But yeah, I wasn't mad at anybody. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I didn't get into an argument, but like another engagement account using the transcription and then misinterpreting it, and I had to correct all of that. Just annoying.
I'm here for annoying things to happen.
Not.
You know what I am here for? I'm here for your thumbs up on the video. And subscribe to us here at youtube.com/Fightful. Overbooked, our sister channel. That's where we have all this weird and wonderful, colorful content with fireworks and all. And you know what? Sometimes we do cross-band promotion on this site. Sometimes Sean Ross Sapp joins us, but more importantly, sometimes someone bigger, better, badder, just better. You know what? Better than Sean Ross Sapp is here. Where's your neck brace, Andrew Zarian?
Wow. I don't talk badly about my boss.
Well,
I can't believe you guys do that.
He's going to be with us at 11:30 to do a mock draft, and I got to beat him in it. So
Zarian with the popped collar. I like that.
Got a little. I'm in my dad outfit. This is what my daughter calls it.
she's
You're
right
dressed
there.
like a
Andrew
dad.
Zarian. Andrew Zarian. Nice eyebrows.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we talk about the photos you were posting yesterday on the internet?
I was just having a great time watching a draft with some good friends.
Football stars of friends of yours, football analysts.
They are NFL football analysts. Everybody in that photo.
The one you tagged.
Huh?
So the one you tagged is a football / betting.
Yes, the one I tagged. Yeah, the one I tagged is a football, definitely a football analyst. I mean, actually, it was funny watching the draft with her because she knows everything about football, and it was wild to just watch her screaming at the screen about bad picks.
Which picks was? What was her thoughts on Michael Penix Jr. since everyone seemed to be upset about that one?
I don't remember. It was getting
Wow.
late, and my brain was melting.
Fair. That's what the
I'm very
draft
tired,
is for you.
as my
Fair.
lower third says. Yeah, I didn't get home till very, very late.
You got a show to do in like 20 minutes.
I know.
Oh, we doing that today? You guys are doing that show today?
Yeah, are you guys? Yeah, we are doing that show. My dog just walked in and opened the door because he does not like closed doors.
Mhm.
And now I got to do one of these.
Oh, I thought you were
Open the door.
reacting to the message I sent you both.
I had a joke, and then my dog opened the door. But definitely, she was analyzing the draft, which was
They
nice.
know a lot about
Listen, I had
balls.
fun. People getting very, I was getting DMs about the photos. I'm like, it's just a bunch of friends. That's all.
I'm still trying to get one of those people on this show.
Do you know? I told that person what you said about her.
Oh my gosh, she knows I exist in some capacity. That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. So my friend Jeremy said, you're the Bret Hart of your industry.
Well, did she have any reaction to this? No.
She said, "Oh, thank you," but I don't even know she knows who Bret is.
The Google machine was hard at work.
Right, that could have not been a good thing potentially. I mean, it is, but
Wait, I'm the excellence of execution?
Great technique, just fantastic technique on everything.
You're the one that I hate so much in this industry. What are you talking about? That's what I need in my life. Oh my goodness.
What did you think of Tony's neck brace? Great job.
Good for him. Kayfabe is alive and well.
Gotta respect it.
Kayfabe is alive and well, and the NFL ate it up. They loved it.
Oh, they did. I'm sure they were given copy to say. Coming off of the
like Rich Eisen, so they didn't show it on ESPN. Those who watched the ESPN broadcast didn't see the neck brace. If you watch the McAfee feed, they showed it. And if you watch NFL Network, which I did, they showed it. Because I watch NFL Network over ESPN because I know Rich Eisen, he has a lot of wrestling guests on and is like actually sort of familiar with it. I'm like, if anyone's going to do it, Eisen will mention it. And Eisen knew it. Like, I don't think, I mean, maybe he probably had it in his notes, I assume, but I don't think it was copy from Tony Khan of like, make sure you mention this. I think Eisen knows this stuff.
No, it came from Shad directly. But look what they did to my boy. So you have to read this word for word. Make sure they get it over.
McAfee had a good had some fun with it for sure.
Of course.
I was hoping McAfee would just bury him for just the take sake and the lighting things on fire.
You know what he should have
Ever
done?
imagine a Meltzer driver getting called on ESPN?
It's not even called the Meltzer driver anymore. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not even called that. They can't even get the name right.
Unprofessional. In a world of professionals, they are the most of the professionals. How dare they? Also, I really think it would have been funny if Pat McAfee said, Tony Khan, not one to run from the grind. He's here tonight. He's got a neck brace on. What a grinder. Just go all in on the grind.
I actually should have. That would have been good. Mention it of running from the grind. Or maybe he could have, since McAfee made it would be in 600 people. Maybe he could have made an attendance joke. Like, more people are watching this and watch the program on Wednesdays.
Pat's not stupid. He knows. Pat's not stupid. Anything could happen.
Yep.
You want to upset Tony Khan during the draft? You never know what'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Pat's going to be. Yeah, Pat's not going to be hard up for money if someone said, "Well, bye-bye, Pat."
Yeah.
I don't think Pat cares too much.
Kim Gray was shocked that Pat McAfee even talked about TK. It was the talk of the wrestling world, and there was some crossover, so it made sense for Pat to touch on it. He did.
Yeah, once he was shown Tony like in the neck brace, like they kind of had to mention. I love Bill Belichick just sitting there like, the fuck is going on with all of this? Bill Belichick had no idea what was happening. Why
is Tony in a neck brace? He had no clue.
I don't even know if he knows who Tony Khan is, but he's just.
Do you think there were people that were annoyed by that he was doing a wrestling angle during football, which is so serious and you can't make jokes?
I think those people are stupid, and who cares about them?
That's the whole thing. If anyone was upset by it, then who cares? It's one of those things where, like, you know what? The only way that I excuse someone not being a fan of it is because they're just having a really bad day and they are just not having anything from anybody. And even then, like, you're not going to take it out on the internet. You're just going to be like, oh, this is stupid shit. So anyone who thinks it's stupid is like, they don't get wrestling, because wrestling at its core is the stupidest, funniest shit imaginable.
Of course it is. That's the whole thing. It's entertainment.
It's a 20-second clip as part of a 5-hour show where all they do is call names. Who cares?
It really is one of the most boring things I've ever watched in its entirety. Like, I've watched the draft. I've gone to like events, but like I've never sat there and watched it. It is by far one of the most miserable 5 hours of viewing. But I wonder, like, and then I thought, I'm like, is this what wrestling's like for my wife?
Well, no, because at least there's something going on. But the draft is I said this to Jeremy earlier, like the NHL draft is just a bunch of 18-year-olds sitting with their parents waiting to graduate. That's what you're doing here. It's just...
my favorite part of the draft is watching all the girlfriends, next to their mans, and I could see the relationship dying the moment they start getting drafted. Like, it just depletes. You see them being so happy, and then they realize, oh no, my boyfriend is going to become an NFL player. It must be over for me.
Other ones are just like, oh, here comes that money.
Yeah.
That's what they think in the moment. And then
that's what they're thinking in that moment, but they get the realization.
These
kids are 20 years old, 21, right? Some of them are younger.
There's the famous picture of Russell Wilson's girlfriend being very excited when he gets drafted. And then, Russell Wilson's with Sierra now.
Yeah. I forget which one was the one where the mom. There was one where like the mom like pushed her away. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
that was a couple of years ago. Yeah, she's like excited, like clinging onto the boyfriend, and the mother's like, "Get out of this picture," or whatever it was.
Chris Bordine, our pal, mentions that one as well. Like, that's the thing. If the player, they always think they're family and all that, but like, if they thank the girlfriend and everything, then you got a shot. If they don't mention you at all, just go ahead and, just pack up.
Apparently it happened last night too, where the mom boxed out the girlfriend.
Oh, fantastic.
My idiot producer is signaling that I have to get ready for my stupid show that I do. You want to see this idiot?
Oh, you stupid
idiot
producer. Oh,
he's an idiot. Total idiot.
Tell him GFY. Huh? From the learning tree.
The learning tree. He's wearing a -5 star shirt. He is -5 stars.
That's every wrestling match to me.
It's true.
Yeah.
End it now.
I love that you despise wrestling now, Jeremy. Now that you covered so
Now.
much, I could feel it. I could feel it coming
Oh,
off
yeah.
of you. How much you despise it.
This is for years. I've hated wrestling, but I love this business. That's it. But yeah, wrestling's awful,
I get it.
especially playoff
All right,
time. I
boys.
don't care about this wrestling stuff during the playoffs.
I love it when you guys analyze stuff, though. That's what I like.
Oh yeah, that's fun for us. Give Rich a big hug and a kiss for us.
Bye,
I will.
Zarian.
Love you,
Have a good
boys.
show.
Thank you, pal. Love you too. Andrew Zarian is always fun, isn't he? Isn't he such a doll?
We love Zarian.
Go after our show is done, go watch Mad Men, and then tell him Joel sent you, but only after the fact. Comment on his video after it's over, after you've watched this entire 2-something hour show. Then you can go and tell him Joel sent you. If you do it before, if you do it live in their chats, I'm banning you from this station.
You can watch that show over this show. We're not going to talk about wrestling on this show, are we? Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, no, probably. Chris just sent me the video.
Oh, the video.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Get out of here. Appreciate you, buddy. Anyway, Andrew Zarian is always great. We appreciate him very much. What are we talking about? We had another super chat. We had a couple super chats. Ricardo sent us one saying, "Good morning, guys. Hope you're both well. Lots of love. We love you back. We hope you're doing well, Ricardo. It's always nice to see you around here." Should we get to the why Solable super chats?
Sure. I don't remember what it said. So
neither do I. So here we go. Morning, all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. I'm sad that I'm going to miss the show and the chat today, but my company is moving warehouses. Oh, God. Have fun with that. Have fun all, he says after that.
Like an entire warehouse? Like they're just going to pick it up and move it?
Yeah. Like with the stanchions and all, they're just going to dig right into the ground, lift the building up. So if you see a giant oversized load going down a California highway, I think he's in California. That's why.
If you see a giant oversized load, you might have been hanging out with Andrew Zarian last night.
Hi-yo. And we're done. Yes, did anyone think Mercedes Moné looked like Jim Carrey's Riddler on Wednesday?
I like that promo.
So okay, we could talk about that, but in terms of the dress, she was wearing like the cat suit that a lot of women in wrestling seem to be adorning now, and like that's fine. I don't think it's the Riddler wore the one piece as well, but I didn't see it as the Riddler. I saw it like honestly, like I thought about Charlotte Flair because she was doing that a lot in her promos in the last couple of years. But yeah, Willow, Mercedes, it's happening. Mercedes leaning into it. Jeremy's doing the dance, so clearly he loves the heel. What are we doing here? Yeah, this worked for you, eh? It was good.
I like that promo. I saw people like being mad about it. Look, Mercedes she is who she is as a promo. I'm not saying it's bad. She hits her marks. Say hello to your CEO. She hits her marks with stuff, and the story that they're telling, I think, is good. So I thought it was a good promo. I thought it was a good segment.
I like where it's going. I like that they are telling this story. I will tell you that one thing I'm not a big fan of is just the blocking, the acting in the segment. It was, to me, very high school-esque. If you go back and watch it, they're very much coming to the camera. Like they're very much like they're acting to the camera. You can tell it was rigid, and that part I didn't really love. And that's it comes with reps, especially with Willow. We talk about her only starting to do in-person promos recently more often. So that comes with more reps. But that was the first thing I was watching on Wednesday. And I said, the substance is there. The acting, it was not there. But they'll work on that. They'll find
Mercedes is the star of Star Wars. So clearly a renowned actress. Because you have to be in Star Wars.
Bill Burr is in Star Wars. Is he renowned?
I think so.
I mean, I love Bill Burr, so you know. Everyone has a Bill Burr impression, but I'm not going to do one.
I don't have a Bill Burr impression, so.
No, you don't? You don't have an obnoxious Boston accent?
I've maybe seen like 2 videos of Bill Burr. I didn't even know it was a Boston accent.
Is he yelling in all of them?
I don't know.
It's inevitable that he is.
Maybe.
Anyway, So yeah, that's the Willow thing. That I still have a feeling. Again, we'll see who Swerve's opponent is at Dynasty. Sorry, not Dynasty. At Double or Nothing. 2Ds, man, just all over this map.
And if you had 2Ds, you were probably hanging out with Andrew Zarian last night.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to figure that and put it in there.
I had it.
It was just there. We're just gonna hammer that joke to the ground, like people who know. Anyway, depending on Swerve's first opponents for Double or Nothing, I still could see Mercedes and Willow as the main event for Double or Nothing. I know last show you didn't fully agree, but this was the first match announced. It's definitely had a lot of emphasis put on the story. I could see it, this being Mercedes' first match back and being her debut match in AEW. There's enough that would make it a big deal to finish the night. With that, you'd assume Mercedes is going to walk out TBS champion. Am I right?
I don't know if Mercedes is going to win. I mean, probably, we'll see how it sort of plays off with Chris and Willow and everything, or Chris and Stokely possibly turning and then them flanking Mercedes. I think that's where people think it's going, and I could see that happening.
If they do a story where Mercedes takes Chris Statlander and Stokely away from Willow, strips everything away from Willow, leaves her on her own, then that to me is not a main event angle. That's something that happens mid-card. But if it's just going to be a competitive match, everyone's left in the back, the two go out and have have the match they're going to have, then I could see it being the moment for Mercedes. The pomp, the circumstance, the return, and something that, when she came in, the whole emphasis was put on the women's division. Let's give them something to talk about in AEW. And this could be the start of that, or at least the progression of that, giving a main event for a pay-per-view.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to clarify things. People have questions.
People got to stop asking questions around here. But you got to put that do not disturb on between all day. Let's face it, it's Friday. It's all day. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. The other stories coming out of Dynamite, Swerve Strickland ended up having a match. I know you and Jensen talked about it on the Spotlight. I want you to give your thoughts again. You can be as brief as you want. And then I think something I said at the end of Wednesday's episode kind of played into the decision to play things that way. So your thoughts with Swerve and everything.
Yeah, so I didn't like the presentation because it just came out after the opening segment with Trent and everybody. And then he just had a 50-50 match against Kyle Fletcher. That was it. Don Callis talked about himself. He couldn't really hear it, so I guess that didn't really matter. I didn't really care for it. They announced that Swerve is going to open Collision, which is a good move because they're going to have a very high quarter coming off the Miami and Boston game on Saturday. I think that's good. It doesn't undo what they did on Wednesday, though. That's the thing. It's not like this is, see, they're saving it immediately. Like, it doesn't undo what they did on Wednesday. It still could have been done differently from the start. And I also think, like, we're going to talk about the Tony Khan segment. You should open with that. And maybe they will. Maybe they will show a video package to highlight that. But, like, that was your big angle. That was your big selling point. Get people to tune in type of thing. You got to play this up on Collision. So I want to talk about the Tony Khan stuff, obviously.
Yep.
As far as the Swerve stuff goes, we'll see how the promo goes on Collision. It's not dead or anything. I would have done things differently with Swerve's first appearance as champion. That's all. And so, I'm glad that they're going to do open Collision, and a lot of people are going to be tuned in for that.
Yeah. So I'll start with the fact that I do agree doing a 50-50 match with the ROH TV champion felt a little strange to me. If this is how they're going to start setting up Don Callis family, Swerve, and Will Ospreay's story. But now, unfortunately, it looks like Powerhouse Hobbs is out with a knee injury, so that may have derailed things a little bit. But regardless, Fletcher got the match. They did a lot of 50-50. I agree that it should not have been 50-50 if you're trying to make your new champion look very strong. Something I said at the end of Wednesday's show was after we did our full rundown, I said they're live coast to coast, which we talked about. And historically, their coast to coast rating is always garbage. because West Coast starting at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific time means that many are not watching live. So the numbers that you saw come out yesterday was indicative of that. So as a result, less people watching don't need to put the emphasis on a Swerve angle or a Swerve big interview, which is why I'm glad they put it on Collision. I'm glad they're doing it with the best lead-in possible. But I go back to, yes, they could have played out Dynamite differently in terms of Swerve. I don't think they should have done a promo segment. I think they should have saved it for Saturday like they're doing. But if they were going to do a match, they should have done something different with more of an emphasis on Swerve wrestling and not on setting up what was to come with Tony Khan and Jack Perry and the Elite. That's kind of where my brain is at. It's like it makes sense, but it could have been done better.
I probably would have had Swerve open Dynamite instead of the Trent segment and do the promo then. I'm okay with like the wrestler, the champion wrestling a match. I've said this before I think it's okay to do squash matches. I'm not saying you had to do this with Kyle Fletcher because he's the ROH TV champion and apparently that belt means something. But you could have done.
Certainly not on Thursdays.
I know. But you could have done Swerve against, I don't know, who is somebody who's kind of on the show, but always loses all the time. Throw me a name.
Commander.
Well, he just won that.
But it was a gauntlet. You could have literally put anyone in there.
No, but he just won that little 4-way elimination thing. He won didn't he? Or did Van Dam win that thing?
I'm pretty sure Rob Van Dam would have won that.
I thought Commander won for some reason.
Brian Keith.
Honestly, I mean...
Shad Khan. If you're going to give him the graphic, you may as well have him come in and lose a match to Swerve.
Brian Danielson. Rob Van Dam did win that.
Yeah, of course he did. But by the way, the best pop of the night for that whole thing, Rob Van Dam being 50 and every other competitor in that match being half his age. Literally 25 or 26 years old. Good stuff. Shane Taylor, Penta again. There's another one. Like you did have your pick, and I don't think Kyle Fletcher was the right guy. Is there anyone else in Don Callis' family that would have worked that wasn't Hobbs?
No,
because there's nobody else.
You don't want to do that to Kashka. Here's somebody. There's no knock on this person. Josh Woods. I know people are gonna be like, oh, who's Josh Woods? He's on. Sure. You put Josh Woods in there because I don't want a 50-50 match. It should have just been like a quick little squash. Like that's, again, I think their squashes are underused in wrestling because, as people have said, the only time you do it is to build a winning streak or to build monster heels. Swerve doesn't have a winning streak. He's not a monster heel, but that could have been a spot to just put someone in there, get squashed, and that's it. It's like, oh shit, this dude coming off of a big match against Samoa Joe just beat this guy. You don't have plans for Josh Woods. He's not on AEW television. Why can't you just squash him in a couple of minutes? I'm not saying it has to be a 30-second match, although that'd be fun for me. Like, why can't you just do a quick little squash against him? And that way Swerve wrestles, but he also does the promo of, the statement promo. I think that could have happened. Instead, they did what they did, and the presentation Swerve did not feel like the AEW World Champion in that match. He just felt like here's a dude having a wrestling match, and I don't think that was their goal.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And that's why you and I kind of sit here and we kind of figure out what could have worked differently. Josh Woods is a good shout. I see Tony Nese in the chat as another guy. Yeah. They're teaming up. And again, Mark Sterling coming out and having a little spat with Nana. There's another addition that you have at ringside that makes things a little more interesting. And you got to pick guys who are maybe winning matches on Ring of Honor or at least standing out. So you can at least direct people. Again, you can direct people to Ring of Honor, tell them that they're on a tear. You can watch Honor Club, blah, blah, blah. And you can still have them lose, but still look like they're not complete failures. They're stepping up. There's a way to lose with dignity in this case, and it's not a 50-50 match. It's in the storytelling of the match and from the commentary. So if Woods goes in, Woods loses the match, it can be competitive. It doesn't have to be 50-50, but it can be competitive enough that Josh Woods doesn't look like a complete sucker.
No, who cares? Wash him.
You give him a little bit. You got to give him a hope spot, even though he's a heel. You got to do a little something. But you know what I'm saying. You got to give. You got to get.
No.
Let him come out hot to start, and then
No.
Swerve isolates him, and that's it.
No.
Swerve's not going to
Squash.
immediately just hit a house call, and that's it.
He should.
They gotta
Why
do a
not?
little fighting. They got to do a little fighting.
No, they don't.
90-10. Give him something.
No.
Then give him Serpentico then.
Fine. Like, I don't need 90-10. This is the thing. Josh Woods is just a dude on ROH television. Again, I like Josh Woods. I think he's a very good wrestler. They don't have short-term plans for him. He's never on AEW television. He's probably not going to be on AEW television for the next... he's not going to win a match on AEW television within the next year. I'd be surprised.
He's going to show up on Rampage now, and you'll be eating those words if he said he wasn't showing up.
He's not going to win a match on AEW television for the next year. There's nothing wrong with just beating him in 30 seconds. There's nothing wrong with it. We've gotten too married to the idea of justified this is awesome chance. Go out there and have a banger and steal the show. AR Fox, there's plenty of history there. Swerve should have squashed him. He ain't on TV. He ain't important on... What?
I see Kip Sabian being talked about. There's another guy.
Like there's these guys, there's no actual plans for them. They're not gonna be long-term or short-term plans with these guys. So who cares if they just get beat in 30 seconds by your world champion? They don't need to get anything in.
Okay, I get it. Again, it's not about the competitor. It's not about the name. It's about the caliber of the competitor. Does that make sense? Is that the capitulation we're looking for?
I guess.
He's undercard. He's undercard. He's not main event. Just beat him. Cyclone's better than Wolverine. They're better than Logan. He's better than Wolverine on YouTube for whatever reason. Says, I hate to compare companies, but I couldn't imagine Roman and Cody winning a big pay-per-view match and then going 50-50 with Cedric Alexander the following Monday as being a fighting champ. But there's limits to that. And it's true that there is a limit to how you present your champion and who they fight. And that's the point. You can make the argument that Kyle Fletcher is also a champion, but it's like an NXT champion. Again, going back to, in this case, we do have to compare companies, but it's Ring of Honor is more developmental. It's more NXT than it is anything else. And so it's like the North American champion facing the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. There is a dichotomy there. There is a difference there. And it was just a weird choice presentation.
Paul Jar finisher saying, seeing the trope of ROH talent going to AEW just to lose. I agree with nothing wrong with it unless it's overdone. The most talent on ROH include they just beat the ROH. It just beat the ROH TV champion. I'd rather, Josh Woods, AR Fox, they don't have plans for those guys. So even in ROH, they have matches on ROH television. When was the last Josh Woods or AR Fox ROH pay-per-view match? They're on ROH TV to fill slots. There's no real plan for them in ROH. And some people just want good matches, and that's fine. Like, sure. But sometimes you got to present your world champions as more than.
Yeah. There are other people that he could have had a match, a good match, whatever, I'm trying to say you could have done more with in this case. If it was Swerve and Bryan Danielson, it would have been a different match with a different feeling than what they did with Fletcher. And again, I don't think that this is a bad take criticism. I don't think that it is negative on the company. I think at the end of the day, this is about presenting your AEW World Champion as number one, as the top, as the strongest competitor in your company, and giving him matches that make him look as such. That's the most important presentation piece for your world champion, in my opinion.
Should have squashed somebody.
Should have. The audio issues, I know a lot of people had to talk about them. I didn't experience those because I watched on Triller. I didn't have that problem. And apparently a lot of people did with TBS. Even Tony had tweeted out, said, sorry, TBS fans, it's happening on their end, but internationally everything's fine. And some international people were saying that they were having trouble with it, but I have a feeling maybe they were watching a TBS illegal feed. But anyway, I did watch it. I didn't have the audio issues. So for me, I understand some people were very upset with certain production issues, like the Serena Deeb talking to the camera segment. You really weren't supposed to. It could have been better. It could have been heard better, but at the same time, like, you weren't supposed to hear her on a microphone being like, "I'm going to take this title." She was very just demonstrative in her interactions. She did not pick up the title. She said, when I get that title, I want it to belong to me, and I'm going to go win it." I wear headphones when I watch wrestling, so for me, it's fully immersive. But I understand people who were frustrated with certain things. The Mox promo, people, that's where it started for me. People were like, "Oh, it sounds like he's underwater," and to me, I was like, "No, he's in a big cavernous room. The audio is being fed both to television signal and to the venue, and everything's close by, so you hear some echo. But other than that, it wasn't as bad." And then I started realizing, okay, it's TBS.
Yeah, though most of the show didn't sound good. I didn't really. Gonna be honest, I was paying attention to a lot of basketball that night. So the show was the show. I didn't pay attention to the audio issues, truthfully.
Good for you.
Yeah, whatever. What just happened? Oh,
speaking of audio issues,
you're early.
Very.
You better get this solved by 11:30. Joel Pearl, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Language.
It's happening. It's happening. The mock draft at 11:30. I'm pretty sure we confirmed it. I can't remember, but that's what's happening.
We did.
That's 11:30.
Yeah.
11:30. We've been promoting it as such.
I don't watch. I don't wake up.
You're here
My
now.
DoorDash just got. Look. Hold on.
You've ruined your entire bit of like, I don't get up early for this.
Yeah.
My DoorDash just got here.
I was going to please pick up your DoorDash on the way.
It's from Cracker Barrel. I overpaid for the eggs and bacon I just could have cooked myself. So I'm mad and motivated now.
You surely weren't motivated enough to make bacon and eggs for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to draft Vontae Mack no matter what.
There it is.
That's what I'm going to do. Listen, I just want to say Chadwick Boseman was like 37 and likely dealing with whatever it was that unfortunately took him from this planet. And he played a 22-year-old, and I didn't even question it. That man was magnificent. Magnificent. What a talented actor. Show us a cat, says Queen of the Ring.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that. Oh, here we go. Cat's like, what are you doing?
No, it's Melvin. He loves it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You hear him?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, bud. Yeah, he's. Uh-oh. He won't let go. He won't let go.
I don't know.
Game over.
Man. Okay. So I'm weighing my options. What I might do is trade my first 3 picks to Joel Pearl.
Wow.
First 3 picks to Joel Pearl for
a shot at the Fightful Championship, which you won't get.
So Joel, do you want strategies on how to beat Sean? Because he refuses to do this against me. He's a coward because I trolled him with my R-Truth pick many years ago, and he refuses to mock draft against me.
I understand that philosophy. At the same time, I think that I can't draft R-Truth this time. I'm sorry. I can't. He's already locked down.
Well, that's the point of drafting R-Truth, though.
But I can't.
He's
not draftable.
Here's who you draft. Joel. You ready for this? You ready for this advice? This is free advice that you should take. Don't be ironic.
Sean's probably watching right now.
Nah, he's not watching.
That's fair. He's probably eating Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Here's what you do, Joel. You take NXT superstar Carson Mackey, first pick. Okay.
Can I take another NXT star instead?
No. NXT superstar Carson Mackey. That's who you take first. Okay.
Is that the dork ass who's been running around socials admitting his love for Liv and trying to be an asshole? The guy from the show, the Roku show.
No, you don't know who Carson Mackey is?
Nah, but
Do you not watch Tuesday nights?
does anyone?
Are you trying to like Google this?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
What'd you find?
Not great.
What'd you find on Carson Mackey?
So far, nothing. I'm not doing this anymore. What's the bit?
It's a fake name, Joel. This person doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, that would make sense considering the thing I just said about being that guy from the Roku show.
Well, he's not from the Roku show.
Well, no, that's kind of my point. Is no one knows who he is, so the game doesn't really work.
Oh, it does, because he's going to be so confused, just like you were here, that he will have no idea what's going on.
I mean, I wouldn't
And
say
he will.
confused. I was more just like, this is stupid. You know?
Fine, Joel. Whatever. Draft seriously.
I mean, I didn't go that far, and so
Do your serious draft. Take the bloodline first.
what? No, I was gonna take the TikTok crew first.
No, you weren't.
I am now.
No. Good luck with that.
TikTok, and then I'm gonna get Natalia, so they could be TikTok.
That's who you
bitch.
should first. You should
Yeah.
take Natalia first.
Don't worry, I got.
Did you see me destroy Steven Jensen in our draft?
I saw
just-
you and Jensen had a draft, and by saw I mean listen to. Let me tell you, drafts
Dominated
are also riveting audio as
Yeah.
people are sitting there dead air in between trying to figure out
Yeah.
who to draft.
Drafts suck.
They're very bad.
Yeah. I destroyed Steven Jensen, though. I'm going to be on coexisting at 3 with Rob and Maggie. I'm facing Maggie. I took the draft with Jensen very serious. I'm not being serious against Maggie.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Just make sure to bring coffee.
Why?
Because Maggie loves coffee.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm just trying to make things helpful for everybody.
Gotcha.
Anyway, where were we? Talking about the Tony Khan thing. You want to talk about neck brace?
Yeah.
This is a long-term story I've been told, and I have been believing. This all started at the beginning of this year. Well, really, it started at Brawl Out, let's face it. Tony Khan gets absolutely demolished by Jack Perry, by Young Bucks, not so much by Okada. Okada really gave the okay to do it, but Tony Khan gets laid out. The Elite have taken over their own promotion. The NWO is here, Jeremy Lambert. The new wrestling order, the All Elite New World Order, AENWO.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Nothing I can do is going to make this work. NEO just sounds stupid. The New Elite Order, New Elite Wrestling, they're NEW now.
EOW?
EU.
EWO, Elite World Order.
Yeah, the EWO is how that was everyone's like EFED back in the day.
Yeah, that's true actually. I like this angle. I thought it was good. No, I thought it was I was a little concerned when they said Tony Khan was going to be on screen. I was like, "Oh, how about that?" He did
9 days. 9 days.
he didn't speak. He did about as well as Tony Khan was going to do in the position. But Jack Perry was good. Thought the Elite was good. Thought Okada was fantastic. I thought it was a good angle. I think this is a very good potential long-term angle for them. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again here. My, I guess, concern, or maybe not concern, but maybe concern. I don't want them to burn this out so quickly, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking blood and guts, and I'm thinking like, oh, that seems like it might be a blow off, and that seems too early. Maybe they don't do blood and guts this year. I don't know. I'm just going based on what they typically do. They also have like Anarchy in the Arena is something they do. I don't think you should blow this off so early. I don't think they will. Again, I'm just pointing out potential concerns, potential pitfalls. I think it's a really good angle. What I do want out of this, besides it being kind of a long-term thing, is I want this to be an overarching thing on all of AEW television. Don't give me Collision tomorrow night. And this is why I said partially joking, but not really joking. Open Collision with Shad Khan getting a Rainmaker from Okada. Because you're going to get like over 1 million people to watch the start of Collision coming off the Heat and Celtics game. It's going to be your biggest audience you've done in who knows how long. You got to start off with something hot. They're starting off with Swerve, which is good. I think you should also start off, like, you should actually start with showing this footage. And you should have Swerve address it as well. On top of everything else he's going to say, he should address what happened. This needs to be an overarching AEW story, not just people who are in the, we'll call it the elite vortex here.
No, that's another guy. That's the learning tree is the vortex. This is different.
But it should be an overarching thing because now you got these guys. Tony Khan's out. We all know he's the boss. He's not on television, but we all know he's the boss. Now he's out. He's in the neck brace because the elite have taken him out. So now you got these two dudes who have already fired their friend from the elite. They've suspended Hangman, although he could come back and I think he might join up with them. But they basically run the company now. That should be addressed by talent in the company. It should be addressed by them too. They should be on Collision tomorrow. Whether they're there live or if they're doing pre-tapes and sending them in, they should have some role on Collision explaining, hey, now we're doing things this way type of thing. It should be a big talking point in the company, not, hey, we're just going to ignore it for the entire episode of Collision. Tune in on Dynamite to see the fallout. I don't want that. It has to play into Collision somehow.
I agree with you. And I also agree that this is something that should play out across the entire company, especially after you had wrestlers who are not affiliated with any of this coming out to check on Tony, right? You had Carly Bravo, who was selling it so well when Shad came out to check out on Tony. He just like had this like, whoa, wait a minute, what are you doing here? It was like normal at first, and then he like bugged out. He was like, oh, did not expect your face to be here. At the same time, Ryan's
money.
He did. Ryan Sullivan was like, I disagree. Never address this again. Just like the all-in footage, just like completely ignore it and just move on. It never happened. Hey, Tony, why are you in that neck brace? Good question. Can't answer that. But instead, I think that this would be an angle best served across the company. This is something that has potential. You mentioned blood and guts. Yes, I could see that being it. I could also just see it being something that in a longer term plays out as the old elite versus the new elite. You got Kenny coming back on Wednesday. I know there's a general sentiment that it's a one-off. I know you also mentioned on Spotlight that there's a possibility that he's working less. It wouldn't be the first time that Kenny does that. I will say this about Kenny Omega. He comes off as earnest, but he very much knows how to play this game. There are things that he says and ways that he acts that are not 100% Kenny Omega, and that's not a bad thing. That's just a wrestler thing. So there's a part of me that thinks maybe Kenny is okay, and I hope that he is, and I hope that if he's coming back on Wednesday and that this is his full return, I hope that he's good. I hope that he's healthy, and I hope he's ready. If he needed surgery, I hope he had it and he's fine. If he didn't need surgery, I hope that he's done the necessary precautions to feel comfortable and confident to come back to the ring. If it's a one-off and he is going to get surgery, then I hope that they do a beatdown segment and then he's out and that's it. And they make it, they heap the heat on this new elite. Heap the heat on the new elite. Yeah, you like that? That's for free. That would be a pretty good way to really kickstart this angle that's been building and that's really started picking up heat this past Wednesday with Tony Khan getting, for all intents and purposes, decimated because he's not a wrestler. What do you think of his sell job in the moment? Do you think he did a good job?
He did like the Devon Dudley leg shake after he got hit with the mic to the stomach, and then he just played dead after the TK driver. Tony's not a trained wrestler. He took the bump. He did fine with it. And that was that. He sold it with the neck brace at the NFL draft. I thought good commitment to the bit. I don't need Tony Khan whenever he is clear. I don't need him being an authority figure on television, and let the wrestlers step up. Let guys like Swerve, who was the champion, step up. Whenever MJF, I assume he will be back very soon. Whenever he comes back, he was a babyface before. I guess he's going to be a babyface now. Maybe he still cares about the Undisputed Kingdom. I don't know. I don't know if anybody cares about the Undisputed Kingdom.
They can build them back up, but I get what you're saying. I mean, maybe not to Steven Jensen. Jensen's pretty much done with them, but they could build Undisputed Kingdom back up for an MJF return and make the storyline important. It just won't be world title important at this rate.
Yeah, but there's guys who can step up and defend the company of AEW from the elite, and that's, I assume, what we're gonna get. Again, it needs to be the biggest thing on the show. It should be. People have compared it to the NWO, and I see that. The NWO, at least to start, like, they were destroying everything on the show, and they were having people, Flair and Sting were like aligning here. Because, like, oh, the NWO jumped people in the back. Let's stop our wrestling match to see what's going on here. That's what it should be. It should be an overarching thing. Don't ignore it.
I agree. And you know what? I just had an image in my head that they need to do. They need to do Kazuchika Okada grabbing Serpentico and lawn darting him into an AEW production truck. They need to recreate that, like, match with Rey Mysterio. If they're going to lean into an NWO thing, I would appreciate little nuggets here and there that make, we know this. We're doing it a little differently, because I don't want a beat for beat remake of the NWO. And, like, the issue with any authority angle is that it will never live up to Austin and McMahon. And also, since then, almost every authority figure angle has been pretty not great. So with that in mind, there are definitely different ways to play it. What if Tony joins up with the new elite at one point?
No, I don't need heel Tony Khan. No,
that was probably the best presentation of Tony Khan we ever had, for those who are watching Impact week to week.
The reason I don't need it, that's actually true. The reason I don't need it, though, is because the elite already have power. When Bischoff joined with the NWO, Bischoff was, the authority figure. He had power. McMahon was McMahon. He was the heel going against the babyface Austin, who was the champion. The elite already have power. They are already the heel authority figure in this. That's why I said I don't need Tony Khan on television. Tony has said he doesn't want to be on television. I know he did this angle, but I don't think it's necessary. It's just not. You have the heel authority figure. That's the elite. You need now baby faces to step up to challenge that and be that Austin.
Yeah. And I don't think, by the way, I don't really think that Tony is going to join this and become an actor and all that stuff. I don't think he's in it for this. I think this was one of those, like, rare moments where we really needed to do it to get the point across. And like you said at the beginning, he didn't say a word, which kind of shows what the expectation was in terms of his acting, his performance, and all that stuff. He was there to focus on doing those two spots. That's it. He needed, hug Jack, take the shot to the gut, and then take the TK driver, and then sell it for the rest of the time that he's going to wear the neck brace and everything like that. And Tony, by the way, wearing the neck brace, again, I know some people were kind of clowning on it, but I have to say, those people suck. Yeah. It's expected on multiple fronts. One, Tony the fan is absolutely going to do this for love of kayfabe. It's not him saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, because like you said, it wasn't the ESPN feed that was showing this. It was second stream feeds. It was not the main NFL draft feed showing you, oh, look at Tony Khan, he's the, and then Tony being like, oh, just selling it. It was Tony just committing to the bit, which is great. He should. And at the same time, there's just a modicum of respect that comes with that, and he does respect what wrestling is to him, and that includes selling this effect, and it's fun. I got a message from the ITW anonymous general manager saying, I'm going to tell Serpentico that you're trying to get his ass kicked. To which I replied, do it, I dare you.
She probably will.
She probably will. That's fine. I like Serpentico. Not a big fan of that John Cruz, the guy.
Fair.
Am I trying to get beat up? No. But I also
you're trying to get Serpentico beat up.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Everyone tries to get. Look, we're on par with Nyla Rose, so what does it matter? Nyla tries to do it all the time, so I figure we could get on it too. Just showing up with a neck brace, but turning your neck side to side like you're a garden hose. It's the garden hose part that gets me. Nah. He's selling. It's silly. It's wrestling. It's stupid. But I appreciate that he did it, and it also accomplished another thing, and that was people were like, there's one or two things. I was having this conversation with somebody who's with AEW, and I said, there's two things that can happen here. It was Bryan Danielson, and I said, Brian, it could either be that Tony does it and the wrestling fans rejoice because it's something that we said you should sell the kayfabe and blah blah blah, or he does. It's like four things, or he does it and the mainstream media, NFL, whatever, ridicule him for it. Or he doesn't do it, and then the wrestling podcast old head jackasses complain, or he does do it. It was just one of those, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But at the end of the day, he did it. He committed to the bit. And like when we saw it, when wrestling fans saw him in the draft room wearing the stupid neck brace, we all said, that's fantastic. He committed to the bit, which is how you should see it. And that's the best part.
Yeah, it was great that he did it. And he shouldn't be on television for however long. Maybe he will be, though, because now he's already been on the NFL draft, and so he can clearly move. And he wasn't speaking on Wednesday. So I need wrestlers to step up. Like, if you're a wrestler and you just we watched Swerve and Will Ospreay sit there and be so thankful to Tony Khan at the Dynasty press conference and everything. Like, they should be stepping up and being like, hey, now you guys are running the company. Now we're just going to keep giving opportunities to Jack. And, Swerve, his opponent, is supposed to be decided on Wednesday. How they going to decide it, I don't know. Maybe it is they just like Jack Perry gets the title shot. And Swerve should obviously be angry about that. Or maybe it's returning Hangman Page, and Hangman Page gets the title shot. The Elite should throw their weight around. They're the EVPs. They've been doing it, but now they got even more reason to do it because Tony's not there. Again, wrestlers should come out and combat that. That's your heel versus face. That's your authority versus baby face right there. Tony Khan does not need to be involved.
Yeah. And I agree. Throw your weight around. Jack Perry getting the title shot would be an interesting idea. It would also play into the Mercedes is the main event, because that match they need to get there with Jack and Swerve, because it's a cold match in presentation, but it's not cold in angles that you're building on one side. Swerve coming in is where you have to now merge him into the storyline and make it make sense. And I think you guys are talking about this on the spotlight, the idea that Swerve would be the flag bearer for AEW. The way he talks about it now, the way that he represents the company now, he should be and would be the guy who stands up to the Elite, because he is that baby face, and he's currently trying to figure out what his presentation is, if he is the guy who doesn't stand for this shit. So for him to come in and have a match with someone like Jack Perry, and the Bucks say we're doing this because Jack Perry had several months of his career taken away from him. I think he's had 8 months of my career taken away from me. We're making up for lost time. He deserves the title shot he never got. This is it. And he never got his subjective in terms of like how they
right, but they're heels, so who cares?
Yeah, like, they just give it to him.
You know what they should do, Joel? They should do this tomorrow. This is how Collision should open. I know Swerve's opening the show, but again, I think you got to run this attack footage in the first quarter. I think that should truly open the show. Swerve's the first person you see live, fine. The attack footage is the first person the viewer should see because, again, they're doing a big audience and you run that footage immediately. Show Tony Khan at the draft with the neck brace. Like, you say something of like, Tony powered through, was still at the NFL draft, but he's going to miss television. Have comments by the elite, have Swerve play part of that. But here's what I told you, this should be an overarching thing. We should have the elite on Collision Smart. You know what this should do tomorrow on Collision at some point? Take a piece of paper with rankings and rip that shit up and just be like, Tony's idea was to bring back the rankings. This idea sucks. We're not doing these rankings. Because that's the CM Punk bit, right? CM Punk didn't want to do the rankings. So there's a little wink and a nod there. But also, it's a truthful thing because they don't put shit into those rankings very clearly. So just this is how you do away with them.
See, what I thought you were going to say is they take out a piece of paper and a pen and they just literally write it down in front of you. You want the rankings so bad? You like those rankings? Here are the rankings. 1, Jack Perry. 2, Nick Jackson. 3, Matthew Jackson. And then they both look at each other and just be like, is that right? Should it be that way? And they have a little joke. And then, 4, Kazuchika Okada. And they name the elite as the top 5. And like everyone's just fine with it. If you do something like that, that would be hilarious as well. But
I like that.
Phil Strum, by the way, tweeted after Dynamite, who's going to run analytics for the Jaguars tomorrow? And my immediate reply was, while other people get excited to see Shad Khan on camera, Phil is a professional who asks the important questions.
Tony was still able to power through, bless him.
Report, by the way, is Dax Harwood suffered a concussion during the ladder match against the Young Bucks at Dynasty. That's from Dave in the newsletter.
That's unfortunate. Hopefully Dax is okay. I mean, he finished the match. He got cut up pretty bad on that one, as you'd expect from Dax. Dax is a madman.
It's true.
Hopefully he's good.
Listen, one of them gets cut up, in wrestling matches. The other one branches what? We can't say it on the air because then we'll get demonetized.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be late, so I'll probably watch it on Sunday morning. But
late, it's 8:00.
Is it?
I guess
no.
It's whenever Heat Celtics ends. It's probably be about 8:45.
See,
8:45, Joel.
Is it really that? I thought it was when does the game start?
The game starts at 6. The game starts at 6.
It's an early game.
Game's gonna take every bit of 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I figured it'd be about at least 3 hours.
Maybe.
So
there's no post show though. They're not.
No, I know. So they're going right into Collision. That's fine. No, I was under the impression that it was like a hockey game, it started at 7, it would end at 10:30 type of thing. But no, if it's going to end early, that's good.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference between the NHL and the NBA playoffs. The NHL playoffs in the regular season, when they say the game starts at 7:00, puck drop is about 7:07. In the playoffs, when they say the game's going to start at 7:00, puck drop is about 7:25. In the NBA, it is the opposite. In the regular season, when they say tip-off is at 7, tip-off is actually at about 7:25. And when they say the game starts at 7:00 in the playoffs, tip-off is about 7:05. So it is the complete opposite. They actually get the game started right away when it comes to the NBA. So I do think tip-off will be just after 6, depending on, because they don't call as many fouls in the playoffs, although it's Heat and Celtics, it's game 3. It'll probably be between 8:45 and 9:00 when Collision starts. That's my guess.
Okay, that's good to know. I wasn't even thinking about that. I thought it would be a much later start. So that's good to know. Maybe we'll put it up on our socials tomorrow during the show. Hey, it looks like Collision's going to start at this time. Anyway, looking forward to Collision then. I will maybe watch it live, and there should be a lot. Grizzled Young Veterans are also going to be on Collision. They dropped that very randomly at 2:30 on a Thursday. That's a big deal though for those who've been following Grizzled Young Veterans. They've been, in and out of TNA for the last little bit. They've been doing a lot with DPW, with Deadlock Pro. They've been all around. They've even started their own wrestling promotion. So good for them. This is a big opportunity and a big showcase for Grizzled Young Veterans. Did they announce their opponents yet, or just they're coming?
They hinted at facing the Acclaimed, but that wasn't fully confirmed.
Daddy Ass joins Grizzled Young It sounds awful, but it works. You would do it. Come on. Don't no-sell me on this.
What?
Daddy Ass joins Grizzled Young Veterans.
Sure. I don't think they're long term. So
No, it feels like it's a piece by piece PPA type of thing. Good for them. I'm excited to see Grizzled Young Veterans. I hope they have good theme music. I think they've been keeping it around, so we'll see what that is. Speaking of theme music, everybody's favorite, Chris Jericho. The Learning Tree comes out.
Rules.
It's going to be, first of all, everyone's like, oh, what is this Def Rebel garbage? It's a new Fozzy song.
Is it?
Yes,
No.
it is. Mikey Ruckus immediately was like, by the way, it's new Fozzy. Here's the track.
Mikey Ruckus is not claiming that.
Not at all. It's not whatever. Y'all can enjoy learning the lyrics to that if you so choose. What did you think of this new Jericho presentation? Jericho being super happy to be here, heel, who then gets confronted by you can't teach that, Big Bill. Where's Ricky Starks in all this? Where is Ricky?
Oh, best wishes to Ricky. I don't think he's hurt or anything. It's just best wishes to him. I thought it was fantastic. I'm all in on this Jericho thing. I get people hate it. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm 100% being contrarian. I think it rules. I'm for it. Learning tree. He's literally calling himself the Learning Tree.
They have put a
great.
whole new video. There's a logo involved. The theme starts with "I am the Learning Tree," and TNA fans went hard. Garrett Kidney, God
Garrett
bless
rules.
that man.
Garrett's supposed to be on vacation, and he's still just like,
Now he's just doing it from his own account and just
yeah.
getting feisty about it. He's like, first it was the rarefied air Richard Holiday thing, and now
Yeah.
people are starting to come around and realize, wait a minute, the Learning Tree, that was a Brian Myers 2021 Impact gimmick that he did, to the point where Big Bill himself was a part of it. As W. Morrissey, he had a 9-on-1 handicap match on Impact, and it was him. It was Big Bill facing the Learning Tree. And now people are like, oh no, Jericho can't do anything without ripping somebody else off.
All the best ideas are ripoffs.
That's true. There is nothing original in wrestling. We talked about that already. TNA fans, all 60 of them. Listen, thousands of them are watching our post show. Just because most of them work for the company doesn't mean they aren't fans too.
I'm all for this Jericho stuff. People dislike it. Maybe that's why I do like it. It's so stupid. It's so clearly unnecessary, and I'm all for it. These kids got to learn. That doesn't work for me, brother. You got to learn that. Chris Jericho's here to teach it.
Have you been listening to his podcast lately?
No, he hasn't had like wrestlers on, so
not at all. He's had like Cheryl Hines and Christy Brinkley, and like
yeah,
it was all this. I think today was the first like wrestling related podcast he's done in a while, or dropped in a while. But it's not like it's a promoter talking about like the history of wrestling and Abe Lincoln and stuff like that. I haven't gotten into the meat of it. I was listening to Adam Copeland on Unrestricted this morning instead. Did you know? Did you know that he made his decision shortly after his final match in WWE against Sheamus? Did you know that? Did he know that his daughters told him to go to AEW to be with Uncle Jay? Did you know that? Did you hear that?
I've listened to too many Adam Copeland interviews. I did not listen to Unrestricted just because I can't. He's not going to say anything of importance. Bless him, but he's not.
Did you know that when he had his return, he ordered a bunch of DoorDash and sat in the Houston Astros manager's office?
Really? That's actually interesting.
That's the WWE return in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Because he returned and it was Washington. It was Tacoma, wasn't it? Or whatever it was.
In 2020?
2020 was the Rumble return.
Yeah, the Rumble.
Yeah. That was what he said. He was holed up in the Houston Astros manager's office.
Oh, okay.
I think he said something about ordering a lot of DoorDash.
AEW, was Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was setting the timeline. One was
okay.
Astros, the other one was Tacoma. So anyway, it's fun. Whatever. It's Adam Copeland talking about himself for 45 minutes. Well, Will Washington, God bless, very excited to talk to Adam Copeland during that show. Good for him. What's next? I don't know. Not much else really happened on Dynamite, other than just a bunch of stuff. It felt a little disjointed, this Dynamite, to me. Other
Well,
people,
Powerhouse Hobbs is okay. He apparently suffered a knee injury. Best wishes to him.
yeah. So I saw that we ran the report from Brian Alvarez. I know Wade Keller was also very quickly on that on his post show. Said, got a bunch of text messages saying, there's an injury. They don't know how bad, but it looked like he was injured during the match. That sucks. I'm hoping that that Hobbs isn't severely injured, comes back quickly, comes back stronger, and here we are. That's the match against Moxley was fine, but it just sucks when your guy goes down middle of the match, and you got to kind of figure out how to come out of it and not make anyone look bad out of it. You know what I mean? Takeshita, though.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's
When do we
gonna
do
now
that?
lose.
When do you do that? That Double or Nothing?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. They gotta ways until they gotta get Takeshita some wins. I mean, I guess Hobbs just got a title shot and no one cared. I mean, people in Japan cared. They gotta give people some wins on this stuff. That's my biggest issue is you're just putting people on TV who never lose or never win, and then they continue to never win. Let people win some matches.
But squash matches, especially.
Yeah, build the whole show around squash matches.
They did. It was called AEW Dark and Dark Elevation.
Those shows ruled, except when they were like 45 minutes. Great.
Yeah, then they started becoming 3.5 hours.
So Simeon says Ospreay facing Roddy for the international title at Double or Nothing is an indicator that Ospreay versus Swerve at Wembley is not the plan. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that's an indicator for anything because I'm not 100% sure Ospreay's winning that match. They referenced Ospreay not doing the Storm Driver, Tiger Driver anymore. He didn't do it in the match to try to win it. He still won, but he hesitated doing it. Don Callis referenced it as well. They even referenced Roddy's neck history and like you gotta do it. I think that he might try to go for it, hesitate. That ends up costing him. That leads to Don Callis kicking him out of the family. But that doesn't negate the potential of Ospreay and Swerve at All In because you still got another month and a half to get there on that. And Ospreay's already beaten all the people in Don Callis' family anyway. Now, if Hobbs is sidelined, I don't know who you're bringing in on that, but like I don't think it negates Swerve and Ospreay at All In. I think it's just a different direction instead of Ospreay winning all these matches because at some point he's going to have to lose. I thought I should have lost Bryan Danielson, but I think everybody should lose Bryan Danielson. So yeah, I was a little. It was odd to me that Ospreay was in that match just because if I'm Will Ospreay, I'm like, why am I going after the international title? I've won all these matches against these guys. I should probably be going after the world title. Instead, he just throws himself in this gauntlet match. I tweeted partially jokingly of like, Ospreay's going to look really dumb next week when they just have like a battle royal to decide Swerve's top contender for Double or Nothing. And he can't be in it because he's already got the international title match.
Should have been Jeff Jarrett, telling you. Jeff Jarrett should have been part of that international gauntlet match and just stayed in the ring, let everyone fight around him, and then he just picks the bones. Lance Archer joining Don Callis' family. That's what you do.
That was a fun little match, even though they didn't explain how it worked or anything.
It was the dumbest, most entertaining thing in the world because everyone was, like you said, everyone was asking, what are the rules? And the answer to the question was yes.
Jay White should have just won in 3. He should have squashed the top flight and just won. And then everybody's just waiting to come out. It's like, oh shit.
Wasn't that over? Wasn't that MLJ's thing? He was like, they should have had the first guy win, and then the camera pans to the back with all these people being like, the hell do we do now?
Oh, did ML say? I tweeted that Jay White should have won in 3 minutes, and then everybody should have still come out, but they just congratulate Jay White. Good victory. Yeah, that was mine. I didn't see Emil's tweet, but shout out to Emil. Great minds, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was something that popped me tremendously. I think if you had done something like that, It would have been very funny and very stupid. Once you got to do it eventually. It's like winning a match in picture. Eventually it's got to happen, and it's got to be like either the funniest thing or the dumbest thing. And this would have been one of those moments for me. I thought that it was going to be Wardlow winning the match, setting up Wardlow versus Strong.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do Will Ospreay, I agree with you that Ospreay getting losing the match wouldn't be a bad idea, especially if this is the beginning of the Don Callis turn and having him leave the family, especially the way they teased the Tiger Driver stuff, the fact that he wouldn't do it on Kyle O'Reilly. Now it's going to be against Roderick Strong, who is the poster boy for Next Strong. So they're going to play it up, and eventually he'll go for the Tiger Driver, and then Roddy's going to, be like, no, my neck. And then they'll do an injury angle spot or pretend injury angle. And then Roddy will get the roll up, get the pin. And that'll be Ospreay's first loss in AEW. And that's going to be something that Roddy gets to hold over everyone's head until his next loss.
They've got to, if Ospreay does lose and gets kicked out of the Don Callis family, they've got to actually heat up the wrestlers in the Don Callis family, not the manager. Because Hobbs is now injured. Takeshita, if he's going after Moxley in the IWGP title, doesn't feel like he's going to win that. Kyle Fletcher loses every match he's in.
Poor Kyle Fletcher.
Again, Will Ospreay's already beaten all three of these guys, mind you. So I don't have a ton of interest to see Ospreay against these guys right now because they're a bunch of losers who Ospreay's already beaten. So you've got to either heat them up or you got to throw somebody else into this family that makes sense that Ospreay has not beaten and isn't a giant loser and he can face.
Drew McIntyre.
I don't think that's going to be the option, but maybe.
Don't think that it's going to be the option, but here we are. Oh no, this is great. Going to take the international title to Uganda and wrestle Kapika. That's great. Will Ospreay doing that with the international championship? Too many titles in this company, I swear to God. Although, you know what? They're trying to give each title its own distinct kind of gimmick associated with it. In terms of, you've got the TNT title is now the open. It's always been the open challenge title. So you've got that. You got the Continental Championship, which is the nobody at ringside championship. Like there are little things that they're trying to build. When House of Black were the trios champions, they were doing the open house matches where you come in, you wipe your feet at the door, you make a bid, and you get the match. That was how the open house match worked, right? That's how it worked.
The TNT title is just never defended. That's how that works.
Not anymore. Well, no, the Cope Open, he was doing a couple of those matches, but the point was, and then Christian put an end to it because he was the heel. But like from the times of Cody Rhodes, he would put it up as an open challenge, and that's how you got Eddie Kingston. That's how you got Warhorse. That's how you got all these guys coming in during the pandemic who were just taking on the TNT champion, and that's how they put it. The international champion, they haven't really done a gimmick around it yet, other than they've done a bunch of multi-man matches. I know the first one was, but other than that,
the international's always just been the kind of the open title gimmick. That was Orange Cassidy's whole gimmick, was the Orange Cassidy Open. But now, but now Adam Copeland does the open challenge. So now you got to do something else with the international title.
Only international talent may challenge for the international championship. You got to meet certain criteria. You
got the Continental title. Okada is just like holding on to that thing.
Well, we talked about it. At least the Continental Championship comes with a caveat that everybody's banned from ringside.
Yeah.
And if anyone shows up, you're fired.
How do you get a title shot out of that thing, though?
That's the thing. You rise up in the rankings. What are the rankings? I don't know. They're written on a piece of paper by Matt and Nick Jackson.
This is what they should do with that. They should have just Okada. Okada beating dorks is like my favorite thing in the world. They should do like instead of like an open challenge, it's like a random name picker. And they always just draw like enhancement talent people. And that's it. Like, tonight.
It's a tumbler in the back.
Yeah. Like, let's see who's going to be challenging Okada for the title da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then
Serpentico.
it's always Serpentico.
Every week it's Serpentico.
Every week it's just Serpentico. That's what we need.
If you think 2019 Raw was rematches, we're going to give you Okada versus Serpentico ad nauseum for the next 3 years. And I don't think anyone would complain.
Serpentico would be great.
Like,
He gets a little bit more each match. And then finally, 5 years from now, he loses in 5 minutes.
they do a bit one week where he's like, guys, Serpentico, you've been fantastic. This week, we're removing your name. Your ball has been removed from the tumbler. And they do the thing. And then John Cruz and Serpentico just walks away. Like, just yells, fuck.
I like this Okada just beating dorks, by the way.
That would be good.
They won't do it because I feel like they like to, on the AEW titles, they like to have they like to try to make them prestigious with the title defenses. But again, this is where you can lean into the Bucks stuff. This is where you can lean into them like being heel dickheads as champions of like, just give your friend a bunch of easy matches. Just have them beat a bunch of easy people. It'd be great.
It would be fantastic. I want to see it. And now, again, the stupid Tumblr bit. Someone had mentioned Nyla Rose just loading up Serpentico balls. And they walk in as they're going, like, it's time to go to the back to see who Kazuchika Okada is going to face this week on Dynamite for the Continental Championship. And you can see Nyla, like, with a bag of stuff. And Matt and Nick walk in and be like, oh, hey, Nyla, what are you up to? Nothing, just getting the balls ready. And they're just like, okay, off you go. And then they do the stupid thing. Oh, I am set on this stupid gimmick that we've just come up with.
Serpentico, just Bendejo, just a new name every single time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, who is it? It's who is going to be Bendejo? Oh, it's Serpentico. Who is Carson Mackey? It's Serpentico. Just everybody's just Serpentico.
Where did you get Carson Mackey as that name?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'm gonna worry about it from now on. Anyway,
no, it's just one of the 12 kids picked it. We were doing fake wrestling, and 12 kids. They're just like, this is gonna be my name. It's like NXT ass name. These kids.
I mean, God, that is a perfect name to use.
It is. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
How's it going?
How was your Cracker Barrel?
Underwhelming. The pineapple was not ripe. The sausage was not good. Overpaid, underdelivered. Unlike this draft I'm about to do.
Should write a review.
That is the Cracker Barrel mantra, isn't it? Underpaid, over-delivered, or overpaid, underdelivered.
I mean, there was one time where myself, Cher Delaware, and my wife went to Cracker Barrel, and they just never brought my wife's food. They just didn't. And we asked like 2 times. They're like, oh, yeah, we're getting it. And they just never brought it.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you did they get them? Did you get your money back, or did they bring them?
I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. It's when we first moved here. But who all from NXT is in our night 1 draft pool, Jeremy?
Just eligible superstars. I don't know. They didn't say. Draft anybody you want.
I feel like there needs to be sort of like a reasonable group in there.
All right. The reasonable group is no champions. Otherwise, draft who you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't draft a champion.
No, when you say,
I think it's fair, but I feel like they got to be split in some capacity, right?
No.
Just free for all, anybody from NXT?
Anybody from NXT, but you only get 2 NXT picks. You don't have to use both of them, but you can't draft your entire roster.
Okay, great. 2 NXT picks.
2 NXT picks. And then for Monday, you get 3 NXT picks since there's more rounds.
I respect it. So we kicking this son of a bitch off or what?
Let me pull this up here. I'm a professional sometimes. There you go. There's the draft board. There's how
the funny thing is I demanded that Jeremy not draft because of the R-Truth debacle a few years ago, and he can't even be drafted.
I had other plans. You're just coward and still didn't Still didn't go up.
I'm ready to crank, buddy. Just like Logan's saying.
My God.
You
Have we ever figured out what MFT stands for?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
motherfucking truck.
I mean,
that is exactly right.
for me, it was MF and Tongan, so close enough.
I hope they never explain it.
That would be great. Yes.
It'd be great.
People keep saying like my favorite Tongan, but then he's saying my. He's my favorite Tongan.
He's my butler. Sorry.
That's why I think it's like my motherfucking Tongan.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
just-
I think too.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, shall we get started on this?
Yes, you have the first pick, Sean. You are representing SmackDown.
Well, I think in this situation, just for sheer volume, star power, obviously I'm going with the bloodline
OC.
here.
Oh, coward.
Yes. Got to go with the bloodline here. I get main eventer Roman Reigns, upper Carter, Solo Sikoa, and now Joel's MFT division is completely non-existent.
Damn it, my MFTs. They're worthless, my MFTs.
Yeah.
I will take
Joel.
I will take Seth freaking Rollins.
He's injured, but he's still eligible to be drafted.
Which is
Yes,
very
he is.
strange because there are people on this list for Monday that are also still injured. It's very weird.
The Braun Strowman element too for Monday. It's very, very odd the way that is laid out. So I already have Bailey on SmackDown. So
Yes.
what I want to do is get somebody to pair with her at the very, very top of the card in Bianca Belair, because I've already got my Cody Roman situation. Now I need Bianca Belair.
That's a fresh match, Bailey and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Joel.
I will be taking Nia Jax to stay on Raw.
All right. Sean.
Need that.
So what I'm going to do is immediately counter that and help solidify that women's division with Liv Morgan, because I think that she is on her hottest run right now. I think she's about to emerge and get her biggest run undoubtedly in WWE. So now I got 3 top women's talent.
I will
Joel?
take Randall Keith Orton on my Monday nights. No explanation needed.
That would have been my next pick. If you wouldn't have picked him, I would have picked him because the natural story with Randy Orton there. You know, I've got a couple that I look at and I'm like, you know what, I could go with them. But I think I'm going to go with the tried and true name value of AJ Styles. I think that one is a easy one to go with. You can always turn to AJ Styles and he'll deliver for you.
I will be taking the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. They're on the board. They're there. And it also beefs up the women's division for now.
Women's Tag Team Champion. When did they win the titles?
Are they not the tag champions?
No.
What? They haven't been on the show. What a dumbass pick. I love it.
You know what? I'm
That's
still going to take them.
terrible pick.
Horrible pick.
I don't think that's a horrible pick. I just got 2 women for the price of 1 on my roster.
You probably could have got them like
Pick.
5 rounds from now.
He could have got him in the supplemental.
No, I'll take
Yeah.
them now. I'll take them now. You can push them later.
Oh, I am so winning this.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
You
Joel.
want to take Michael Penix Jr. too while you're at it? I love it.
I don't mind it.
So what I'm going to do here is
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn went before Jey Uso, LA Knight.
well, shut up.
Chad
Stop
Gable?
reminding him who's in there.
Oh my
I'm
God.
aware who's there. I just forgot who the women's tag title holders are.
Gable isn't with Alpha Academy on this one. He's not in that one.
He's listed. He's listed.
Yeah,
with
they're
them.
listed all together.
Yeah, they're
Are they all
together.
listed together? Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is directly
yeah.
to WWE.com draft pool.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
going
want
to
to draft
go.
them separately, I mean, there's nothing
Yeah, I'm
stopping
going to
you.
go with Jey Uso here.
Are you sure you don't want WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Gigi Dolan and Thea Hale?
No, I was going to go with Rockin' Robin and Wendy Richter.
Thank you. Can you get the jumping bomb angels while you're at it?
Yeah.
I'll take Sheamus.
Okay.
They challenged for those tag titles once.
Yeah.
I am gonna go with this one's a tough one for me because I got 3 names specifically I want to snatch up, but I want to look to the future and get Braun Breaker.
Here's the thing with these future picks that people are like, oh, gonna have this guy in the future. You do a draft every year. You get this guy for a year. It's not like you got him. I'm gonna have him for 5 years or something.
Well, I mean, no, I think he could challenge Cody Rhodes for the world title later this year and be an interesting threat. That's what I think.
That's fair. I mean, it's your show. You're booking it. I'm just saying, like,
yes. I mean, that is a very good point. Yeah, but no, I see him as a potential guy like in the summer to face Cody Rhodes.
You know, Jensen and I did our mock draft yesterday, and he's like, oh, I'm thinking towards the future, down the line. Like, in a year, we're gonna do a draft all over again. So. You got to burn through all this stuff in a year.
Sometimes they'll just switch it up, and they'll be like, you know what? We don't want to do a draft. We want to do a shakeup or something like that.
Joel?
Speaking of young, up-and-coming superstars, I will take L.A. Knight. Get him off of SmackDown. Put him on Raw.
Sean?
Since we have the opportunity to do this, I am going to select Carmelo Hayes from NXT.
All right. Joel?
I'll take Lyra Valkyria from NXT. Rocking with her since day one on the European Indies.
As I look up and down that NXT roster, there's not a lot that I don't feel like I could get in the supplemental. Is this like our last pick ever?
It's the last pick for today.
And then what? What do we do? A supplemental draft? How does that work?
I don't know how the supplemental draft, they just assign people to brands and some people are free agents.
Yeah, some people sit on a chair in the back until the lights go out.
I feel like we should draft the rest of who's in the pool and then fulfill our NXT picks. I think we should.
That's not how it works.
I think we should. I mean, they aren't getting randomly assigned.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put everybody else in here and they're going to get randomly assigned to a brand.
Okay, fair. We'll do that then. Then in that case, I am going to pick Alpha Academy because you get a little bit of everything there, even though there was another act that I'm hoping that I land.
I will grab Ricochet. Keep him on Monday Night Raw.
There's some good people in this supplemental here.
Yep.
All right. So now I have a randomizer.
You got the OC, Andrade, Shayna, Ivar, Cedric and Adonis, and a Zoe, unless I miss somebody. That's some good talent there, honestly. Like,
I'm setting up the randomizer here. Okay, there we go. All right, hold on. Now I'm going to share this screen. Look at again, professional me. Boom! Look at this.
Did you see the Grayson Waller tweets?
No,
I have not seen it yet.
Ahead of tonight's WWE Draft, Netflix executives are said to be disappointed that champions A-Town Down Under will be ineligible to make the switch to Monday nights. Sources say Netflix see the talented and handsome duo as the future of the entertainment industry, from Wrestling Observer newsletter. Full aggregator. Love it.
So this pick will go to SmackDown, since SmackDown has the first pick here. Sean, you get... Oh, it's split up Cedric and... Oh, no, there. Okay. Cedric and Ashanti.
I was going to say.
It's just it's a long name, so they only just put Cedric in there. All right. So you get Cedric and Ashanti, Sean. And Joel,
Okay.
you are going to get this highly,
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop. Yeah.
That's
I
a
like
good one.
Shayna Baszler.
Great.
Sean, you get
Oh, it's glitching out.
Breaking up the tag team.
Zoe
Ah,
Stark.
Zoe. Yeah, I'm happy with Zoe. I like Zoe.
It's
The
good.
SmackDown. For
Still some
Sean.
big hitters here on the board, though.
Yeah, the OC is one that I was surprised.
3 names left.
Here, there we go. I'll take the OC.
Damn it. I wanted the OC.
I figured as much.
Probably going to end up with Andrade as well.
Andrade or Ivar, and then whoever Sean gets, Joel will have the
Of course.
leftover.
right.
Andrade.
I'll take Andrade. That's a good one. That could have been a
Joel.
pick, and I would have been happy with it.
Joel, you have Ivar.
So, for the sake of just accuracy, I feel like we should add like a supplemental level NXT pick to this as well.
All right.
Like, maybe
So
not like a
here's the-
top name or somebody, but I've
here's
got
the
someone
trap.
in mind.
So do I.
All right.
Okay.
Who would you like? Do I get to veto if I think they are like
Sure.
too
Yeah.
good of an act? Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you like, Sean?
I'll take JC Jane.
All right. Joel, do you have an NXT act?
I would like the metaphor.
All of them? I guess you can get
All of them. They are a group together. I would like
Yep.
all 4 of them.
It's a
Who's
good
in
one.
this group? Noam Dar.
Dar. I just forgot who's in this
Or
group.
Naomi Dar there.
Naomi Dar. That's what threw me off at first.
Feel the glow. Naomi Dar.
Lash Legend.
Lash
Cara
Legend.
Jackson.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Jakarta Jackson.
That
Jakarta.
Cara
Listen, it'd be
Jackson.
way worse if I were doing it. It'd be so much worse if I were doing it.
Who's the 4th?
Oro Mensa.
Okay. All right, there you go. There's night 1 of the In the Weeds draft. Joel royally screwed up, but what
I
can
think
you do?
I think I came back and did pretty well, to be honest.
I don't
I mean,
know.
we got that done pretty quickly. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
that we
these
talked
things-
about. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not like the NFL draft where, you're on the clock for 15 minutes and you got to take all 15 minutes to decide.
Got to make some phone calls.
Hey Joel, since we're here, do you mind if I just use all your talent on Fridays anyway? I mean,
Yeah, if you're okay with me using all of those talents on me.
sure. Fun day. Good talk.
What do you do about Tuesdays, though?
Fuck them.
All right.
Would you guys like to make any trades? Any trades offer up?
Would you like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn?
Highly
I would.
coveted women's tag team champions taken in the 4th round.
I'll give you them for Zoe Stark. That way you can reunite your team that might actually win the tag titles and are on TV.
That's actually a very interesting idea. No, you know what? I'm going to keep them. I think I'm going to keep
Wow.
them. I don't care.
You
I don't
should.
care how high I drafted them. I don't care. There is potential. They need
Sometimes
you
you gotta
should.
realize when you made a bad pick, Joel, and you got to cut bait.
I'm going to stand
Yeah.
for it. I'm going to keep them.
So
they're going to be good.
should we just go ahead and do the night 2 as well, and then we can just do it again? I
You
mean,
can do it again.
we got
We got Monday.
because I mean, like, listen, some of like our draft will be deemed irrelevant on Monday. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
the best part.
And this doesn't necessarily age or anything. I'm not gonna get tired of mock drafts between now and Monday. I don't think.
Well, that makes one of us.
I got draft fever. Here's a funny story. I told this on Common Bingles W last night. Check out my hobby YouTube channel. Drove all the way to Cincinnati, and you guys know between us, ain't been leaving the house a lot lately. Besides family stuff. Got to this draft party. We spent 20 minutes there and left. Not my scene. Drove all the way back.
Did you see like over 200,000 people were just at the actual draft in Detroit?
Kroger in Newport, Kentucky is expecting 3,000 people to show up for Cody's signing today.
Well, at least that's
Just-
you're getting an autograph out of it. You're not
To
just sitting-
sign Wheatley vodka, Jeremy.
Hey, good on Cody again. That's better than this draft where you just
Good for
stand
him.
around all day and watch people call names.
Doing it for the kids, Cody Rhodes.
Also true. Also true.
Do you want to do the night 2 draft? Is that what?
Hell
we're doing?
yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Let's do
Night
that as
2.
well.
All right, now I
Ali
got.
is having a time right now. This is very funny.
Oh, I saw.
He's having a good time.
Ali hit him with that doesn't work for me, brother. I respect it.
He just did. He's putting out Hogan vids.
All right, here's the list for night 2. I have to Raw, Joel.
You see, this one's going to take longer by virtue of Raw being a 3-hour show, so more picks, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oops.
And I mean, also, I did think that the older method was a little more fair to Raw. Like where Raw would get 2 picks. Yeah. But listen, I kind of respect that they're like, nah, bro. We ain't not doing that anymore.
Well, with the champions lockdown, that means that, once they lose those titles, that wrestler can go anywhere. So, like,
Yeah.
Raw could pick them up if they're a SmackDown talent. So, there's like
Yeah.
little things that you get around with.
Okay. There's the draft where the actual selections. It's 24 picks this time instead of 16 for the first one. All right, Joel, you have the first pick for Raw.
With the first pick, I will take CM Punk.
Going with the injured guys with your first pick.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how injured he really is, huh?
Rollins last time, CM Punk now.
Man, this one's a lot more loaded. There's no way at this point I couldn't go with Drew McIntyre. There's just no way. He's white hot, and I can just screw up that feud for Joel Pearl, which makes me very happy.
That's why I was about to take Drew, and I realized, we'll stick with CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's not like we aren't, going to share talent on another night anyway.
There's like legitimately like 6 or 7 like first or second round quality picks on the Raw end, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Joel, you know who you should take right here?
Who?
WWE Women's Tag Team Champions,
Piper
Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
I was gonna do that I was gonna do my pick 4 and be like WWE Women's Tag. No, I was gonna bring the bit back around, but here we are. I will take Imperium, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser.
Damn. That's one I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted that one.
You can have Giovanni
Badly.
Vinci if you'd like. 1/3 ain't bad.
Yeah. I am going to take, Giovanni Vinci is on his own in this, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you could take him.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I am going to go with Judgment Day just to split them up from you and hopefully trade you for something later.
Well, no, I was hoping you were going to take Judgment Day
God damn it.
because I would like.
Well, no. How about this one? WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day.
You make that joke, but I'm about to take Damage Control, who include the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And listen, I ain't putting them anywhere near Bailey right now.
And that's why I'm taking them. And I'm glad Judgment Day is going to SmackDown.
And I will rock with Kevin Owens here.
Splitting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Can't believe you would do that. I will take Legado del Fantasma.
Okay.
Love that.
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, not the LWO, the good one.
Wow.
I'm going to go naturally. It seems like the person that, you know what? I'm going to go a different direction there. Going to go a different direction with that one.
I like how
Tiffany,
DIY they didn't even list their names.
Yeah.
Johnny's with PH.
I'm going to go with LWO to just do us both a favor there.
Yes.
Do us both a favor there.
Yeah.
But Ray, listen, man, Ray is, here's the funny thing. Anytime I ever do a junket and there's an athlete there, whether it be like Dwight Howard or Keldon Johnson, you say, who was your favorite wrestler as a kid? They always say Rey Mysterio. He's sort of that easy, like, celebrity to slide in there.
I will take Jade Cargill.
I was hoping she would stay on the board, but since she's not, I am going to counter that with Tiffany Stratton because I think she is that good. I think that she is every bit of what it appears that she would be at this point.
What's
Sean
funny?
breaking up a couple.
Yeah, I can't believe you do that. I think it's going to actually, by the way, in the actual draft, it's going to go the other way. Jade will stay on SmackDown and Tiffany.
I agree.
That's what I think will happen.
I agree.
I will grab the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne, Tyler.
Okay. I am going to get, I'm going to take the Creeds because then I can put them with Chad Gable and split that other bullshit up.
Wow.
Kira Tozawa would never. Who am I taking? I will take. Oh, you broke up.
Man, there's so many good ones still there.
Yes, there are. Give me Bronson Reed. I
You
love
still have
me
NXT pick, by the way.
Yeah. There
Yes.
just aren't a lot that I'm looking at and I'm saying, gotta have them, but I'll fill them out for sure. I'm going to go with the Pride so I can get Street Profits as a part of that. Because Street Profits and the Creeds, oh my God, that would be so good.
I don't know what I want here. Let's take. Let's take the OGB Natalia. And when she comes out, you give her a microphone, and the first thing she says is,
Bitch.
"Bitch."
I asked her about that in an interview.
Yeah, what'd she say?
She was like, I'm not going to, you guys can go read the quote. I'm not going to say it out loud so people can say that I said it.
Almost. It was like yesterday trying to get Macklin to tell us how long his contract.
Yeah. I'm going to take, I'm going to take New Day because if Big E ever comes back, he's rolling into that brand as well. And still, all of these I like.
I am going to take, I know this is frustrating. In the best way possible. Can you scroll down for a sec, Jeremy? Thank you. Give me Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next pick off the board right there.
Way too entertaining and talented to not take them.
So in that same breath, I'm going to go No, I'm going to go DIY. I'm going to go DIY there. I know Naomi will probably come off the board next, but
do I want to, or am I falling for something that I'm missing?
I thought Naomi was going to go earlier, so y'all do y'all.
It's funny because like I'm having this whole. Sean took Bianca Belair, I took Jade Cargill, so now Naomi's kind of like she's either going to go one way or go the other. I'm thinking in like what's actually happening on the show right now versus what we just did and how that would affect the shows that would actually happen. That's why Naomi's sitting there for me, and I'm like, what do I do? But I'll take her because her and Naomi and Jade Cargill will be a great tag team as well.
Well, I'm not sure he would have been drafted at this point, but you know what? I'm going to go with Braun Strowman because I love the idea that he's never finished with Roman Reigns ever.
Yeah, that's fair. Give me Shooter Candace in Indy.
Finally, a good pick.
That's right. Let her run roughshod over that women's tag division.
I'm going to take Pretty Deadly because I think they are so good.
Yeah, that was going to be my next pick.
Very happy to get them this early or this late.
Instead, I will take Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
This is the only one that makes sense to me in this pick. Last pick.
Sean.
I'm going to go with the Final Testament. I don't know if you know who they are, Joel.
Who is
yeah.
that? Who?
I'm going to go with them because I think AOP pushed the right way can be very, very good. And man, we should probably make a couple little supplemental NXT picks as well here to
who did Sean just draft?
Final Testament.
Joel, who's that?
I don't know. Is that Odyssey Jones's new thing?
Yeah.
Did you hear
Is that what they're calling Caden Carter and Katana Chance?
Yeah, they're called the Final Testament.
No, Caden and the Final Testament are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. You guys know this.
Right. Sorry. That's Scarlett and Paul Ellering. The WWE Women's Tag Champions.
Great team, actually.
Would be good. Yes, it would.
All right.
Yeah, Louis got it. Like that's a made up team. That's made up.
Yeah.
Made up. So should we make a couple of, we'll say 2 supplemental NXT picks here as well?
Sure.
All right. Let me load up my random
randomizer
wheel here.
Okay.
One of us is going to get the speed champion.
Who's the speed champion?
Let's find out.
I don't think any of these people are on WWE Speed.
No, none of them are, but one of them is.
I already got Gargano. He's in there.
He's in the other. Oh, good for him.
Oops.
So we got Caden and Katana, Apollo, Odyssey, Vinci, Tegan. I don't know if there's anybody else.
Oh, there's the list right there. All right, this will be a pick for Raw.
Have fun.
He's going to come to all of my community events, get all of my signings.
I was shocked when I saw him
my dark matches.
He's going to work your dark matches.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw him on the draft.
Me too.
Like, what?
So was he.
Yeah, Sean, this is your pick here.
Oh, you got him after all.
Yeah, you did get Vinci.
Sure.
Even the randomizer's excited.
I could really use Caden and Katana.
You realize that now that you've said that, I'm going to get them, right?
Yep.
Oh, I'll take Apollo Crews.
All right.
Yep. Glad that means I get at least one of these, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Do we have I guess the other team has to go to Raw.
I'm happy with
Tegan.
All right.
I'm happy with Tegan.
Okay.
Completely fine with Tegan.
Joel just gets Caden and Katana.
I get Casey squared.
Okay. Now, are we doing NXT supplemental picks here?
Yeah. What are we getting? We each get one, or we're doing 2 picks.
I'd say two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean is going to be left short of a pick, basically, just because the numbers don't lie, and they spelled sacrifice for Sean's picks.
Sure, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I mean, I got the shorter show anyway.
All right, Joel, make an NXT pick.
The esteemed Andre Chase University will be joining Monday Night Raw.
Who do you get out of this? So Andre Chase,
Thea Hale. What's his name? The British guy, Riley something. Forget his name. Hold on.
Carson Mackey.
Carson Mackey.
Okay.
I gotta look up Andre Chase University. Here we go. Oh, Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne.
Okay. Sure, that's how you spell.
Really,
Sean,
the best part of that.
Gosh, I'd probably say Ilya Dragunov.
you can't take him supplemental. No, I gotta veto that one.
Okay. I
can't believe none of us actually took him in the first.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't have a lot of confidence in how he'll be booked on the main roster. I don't.
Oh, listen, in another regime, he would have been put in a suit, a very nice suit, and come out and call himself Ivan Dragon, Russian oligarch.
There you go. So, okay, you There's 3 that I want and only 2 spots. I'll go with Gigi Dolan.
You can recombine Gigi and JC and make them women's tag team champions.
God bless.
Joel,
You know, when The Rock comes back, he's going to need some friends. And who better than Gallus Boys on top?
Ooh.
And then
Maybe
Sean and I
make
can do
Ava.
their team.
Well, I know. I mean, the last one is the Mr. and Mrs. Irrelevant, right? Because I could just sign this person anyway. And I'll be honest, it's down to like Dijak, who I would really enjoy the tweets about if I don't pick him. So what I'm going to do is not pick him, even though I want him, because I actually want Wendy Chu. I think that she would translate to the main roster exceptionally well. I've long said that I think that she can be the women's division's Santino. I know Chelsea Green kind of fills that role a little bit, but I don't have that on SmackDown right now. And I think Wendy Chu can work her ass off too. So yeah, that's where I am on that one.
Does she keep the sleepy girl gimmick or do
Yes.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, yes. She falls asleep during the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, I remember you wanted that
For
one.
sure. For sure.
All right, that works for me. No one wanted Tatum Paxley? No, that's fine.
Man, so I don't even know how the roster looks in totality. Let me get some snapshots of this. Okay.
That's the first bit, and that's the.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. Let me get a look at that.
Yes, you can look at your roster. I think Sean won largely based on the fact that Joel just overreached on
One
Which
pick
messed him up.
ruined the entire roster. This isn't the NFL draft.
It happens. It happens, Joel. You got to be smart about
Yeah.
these things. You guys took this very serious, which is disappointing. And,
We can't all be our truth.
We're going to put it to a vote. I think we should put it to a vote on the official Fightful account.
I was gonna say if it's gonna be on yours, you're gonna.
It's not going to be on my
it
account.
over
Not going
here.
to be on my account. So yeah, we'll draft together all of the lists here. Jeremy, can you just? Yeah, I guess I can just pull it up in a screenshot, but
Oh,
that works
so
too.
what do I need to do?
Nothing, but
Okay.
man. Somebody says, don't think any of y'all watch NXT from these picks. No, we don't have a post show. We don't have coverage of it. We don't have more exclusive news about it than anything else. From these picks, did you watch this show? This show that just happened?
Nobody taking the family. Somebody should have taken.
Somebody
the
saying
family.
Saul Ruka. Yeah, sure, man. That's what I want. Somebody that's still working on their character in NXT. Good job. Good job.
Say her name and she appears.
Not taking the family. Not taking Carson Mackey. I can't believe nobody took Carson Mackey from NXT.
Listen, Carson Mackey, no matter what, next year.
Just can't believe
Carson.
it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do you
Man,
think of their
I've
work?
really dominated Joel in this one.
I disagree, but here we are.
Cry about Sean. Well, how about this? How about you cry about this band, bitch?
You know what's really funny is that this guy came in on Monday and said, I got banned from the other channel because I said some things and they were too sensitive. So now I'm here. And then throughout the entire show was like, I can't comment on the other. And I was like, all right, you haven't said anything offensive here yet, but we just did
Congratulations, you just got suspended from in-school suspension.
it.
That's what just happened. You're out of ISAE. I hope you have fun.
Yeah.
Go hang out on fucking Wrestling Inc.'s channel. They still got one.
Oh, I was going to say it, but then you said it.
Oh, Jesus.
We got a mod Kate on this channel, maybe. I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
Does she work on this one? I don't know. Is she on this channel?
Either way, I'm going to put together the rosters and I'll post a poll.
Right.
It was a pleasure whipping that ass, Joel.
I mean, that's just one man's opinion. We'll see what the people think.
I think you lost, Joel.
Why do y'all always go to that? I don't think I lost. I think I won.
You didn't do terrible. Again, one pick can make or break a draft, Joel. It's
Yeah,
just
but also it can make my draft. That's right.
it didn't though.
Oh man, listen. All I'm saying is when they win those tag titles, y'all are going to be very shocked that
I mean, you can book it, so you can book them to winning the tag team titles. That's your right to do. I think that here's one issue. Raw is almost immediately at a disadvantage because Priest is your champion compared to Cody. That's an immediate disadvantage. It just is. It's no knock on Priest. He's a lower level than Cody. He's been presented that way.
And that's why you have to build a strong Raw as a whole instead of focusing on Cody as your again, it's about focus on the show itself. Focus on the full roster because Cody's going to be there and Damian Priest is being built. It's like you can have people run at Cody and Cody can help make them. Now you need people to run at Damian Priest and Damian Priest is made through that work. It's a different representation.
This is where I washed Steven Jensen in our draft yesterday. Is I had Raw, I had him SmackDown because Cody, Logan Paul. I just built the strongest women's division because I got Becky over there. I just built a super strong women's division. He's got Bayley and Nia Jax feuding for a year. I had like Stratton, Cargill, Naomi, Bianca. I had all the top women. Nia Jax was his big selling point. I had Liv. He had no women's wrestling. The internet was going to crucify him for that. Who cares if Cody's the champion? The internet was going to kill him.
Those stopwatches are going to be going nonstop.
So you got to play into certain tactical advantages.
Steven Jensen channeling his 2020 AEW roster.
Yeah, that was. I washed Jensen in that draft.
Go watch.
I'm doing the draft at 3:00 with Maggie. Apparently, Maggie doesn't know that I'm drafting against her. I'm not taking that one serious though. I already won. I already beat Jensen 1-0. I got my victory. Now it's about the pops. I'm going for the pops at 3:00 Eastern PM. Coexisting.
Well, the only other thing that's coming up, SmackDown tonight, it's the draft. And the only other thing on the docket for them is Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles signed the contract for their title match at Backlash en français. Le Backlash. I think the New Day need to come out of Backlash. They need a match, and they're going to come out and they're just going to throw baguettes into the crowd and go and they're going to be dressed as French mimes. That's what the New Day is going to do.
We'll see.
Anything else we need to add before we get on out of here? I know you just plugged Rob and Maggie at 3:00. Go check them out. We're back on Monday, as we always are. We'll talk about the draft, first half of the draft, and whatever else happened over the weekend. Collision.
I guess we're doing day 2, night 2 of this draft as well. No idea.
Why. Kind of did both nights.
I don't know either. But Sean really enjoys the drafting stuff, and I mean, you said it. I already knew it. You're not a fan of this kind of stuff. So that's why him facing you was also just a tactical advantage in that that's why you got to go for the pops, Joel. Don't take it serious. You should have bullshitted with everything.
Oh, here we go. Chad Gamble. First of all, Chad Gamble is fantastic as a name. Comes out at La Backlash. La Souche.
What is sushi? Why is he cooking sushi?
He's a big sushi fan. He ain't cooking nothing. He makes it. Unless he's getting
I enjoy mock drafting because you can go serious, you can go not serious. But if you're not a fan of them and you go serious, it doesn't. That's not fun. That's why you should have just gone non-serious with it, Joel.
I just don't care because people end up going everywhere anyway.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't care. That's why you should have taken Carson Mackey first.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, the titles don't matter, neither do the points.
See, if I would, I'm not going to give away my strategy. I'm not going to give away my strategy for Rob and Maggie because I gotta win that. See, not a people enough like account for their own booking either. People are just like, oh, I'm going to draft the bloodline first because it's the bloodline. Gives a fuck. Roman Reigns ain't showing up. Solo Sikoa, giant loser. Tama Tonga. Now, if you got plans for these people, okay, fine. But you still got to work around Roman's schedule. So people want to draft too realistic with this stuff. It's no fun. Draft based on your booking.
I'm booking us to go home.
Yeah, well, we're already home, aren't we?
Me too. That was fast.
Okay.
I just want to, have some lunch. I got some pizza kicking around somewhere. Some
okay.
pizza, happy Jew holiday, everybody. Passover has been here for the last few days. So let's go. I'm done. Are you done?
I guess
For now?
Yes. So.
Go check out our interview with Steve Macklin on the main channel yesterday. We really broke him in the first minute. Should I play
ruled.
it here?
You want to play the Macklin intro?
Play the Macklin intro?
Do we have him breaking? Can we play the whole clip of him breaking?
I don't have it. I didn't clip it. I just have the intro. So shout out to Tim who redid our intro, but I also put him on a time crunch and said, hey, here's a bunch of photos. Can you redo it, but like this? So we did that, and I tried to do the intro, and we all just lost it. And it was a great interview, 30 minutes. Go watch it. It was us and Sean with Steve Macklin. So go check that out. It's on the main channel. We're back on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, as we always are. Anything else? We're good?
Game 3 tonight, Colorado Avalanche, Winnipeg Jets. That's what I'll be watching and tweeting about. I do not care about wrestling. Whatever's I don't know what's going on tonight. Don't care. I'll be watching the Avs and the Winnipeg Jets. Go Avs. Hopefully Georgiev does not suck like he did in game 1. Hopefully plays more like game 2. This weekend, giant weekend. Game 3 between the Pelicans and the Thunder tomorrow, and game 4 between the Avs and the Jets on Sunday. That's what I'll be watching. That's what I'll be tweeting about. Do not fucking bother me with your nonsense of wrestling when I am watching sports.
I agree. Till then, I'm Actual Pearl. JOELBEARL, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you on